Okay, so I was supposed to talk about how to restart your life from the script, like ground up or from scratch. My mindset is not good, and that's why I want to record, because today's Christmas Eve, which is like Christmas Day for my family, and it's like hard. Today was unexpectedly ridiculously hard, and so, which sucks because good things happened today too. Like a lot of, like, it was such a positive thing, and then the trap of the mind, just, I meditated midday, stuff like that, multiple times, and I don't know. So I want to just bring the reality that and then I was just kind of a grump at the end, because I like couldn't process it. I couldn't like sit down, and sometimes I gotta like yell, like, and I want to go to the gym right now, and I hate that all the gyms are closed, not only today but tomorrow. Like, I'm literally trying to find a gym that's open tomorrow because I now have pent up anger. And so sometimes you do everything you can and you just don't, like, you just, it's so freaking hard. I hate it. And that's the reality of restarting. Is one thing is like, I learned that you need to delete all of everything that you were, everything that was, because if you're going to become something new, you don't keep, like, the old must be replaced with new, or at least evolve. And so you can think of it as a chrysalis, or, you know, and metamorphosis for butterflies, and from caterpillars, they go into this cocoon phase, and that's honestly sometimes, like, I feel like the winter seasons of life are just these metamorphosis phases, but it's to change you. The most amount of growth comes from those hard moments, and then you to like break out of it, right? And you're completely different. And just no one talks about how hard it is. I feel like the only person I've found that talks about it is Chris Williamson, when he talked about like Rocky's boxing cutscene of him training, and it's like a 2-minute montage, when in reality it's like a 2-year montage. It's a 2-year, like, freak, I've been training for so long, and to still be battling the same battles, it's just like, it's frustrating, it's annoying, you're tired from being tired, and from like changing so dang much but still having similar battles. It's so weird. Like, I don't recognize myself, the old me, mindset wise, but I'm still battling with those issues. Those scars are still very noticeable. So I don't know, this is not scripted. I'm literally just getting on here to vent of the realities, and I wanted to talk about that, what you need to do to start from scratch, but I'll try to do it still. So one is remove all the old and start anew. Some things I learned from this is you give yourself a new name, a new identity. Cool examples exist out there, and one of the best ones is, you know, it's funny because it's like absolutely fake, but it works really well, and it's what I've been using. It's like when Bruce Wayne becomes Batman, because although Bruce Wayne is a lot of things, he could not achieve and complete and do what Batman could do, and so he had to create an alter ego in order to accomplish those things. So just think of something like that. An alter ego, in a sense, must be adopted or incorporated or accepted or integrated if you're doing shadow work, and then you're able to face bigger, harder things, challenges, and it's a completely different mindset, because the one that got you there is not the one that's going to get you out of there. You know, you need a completely different set of tools, skills, and so I think that's one thing that honestly helps, is journaling. like who that best version of you would be, what they would look like, how they would act, what hobbies they would do, like what does a typical morning look like for them, a typical evening, a weekend, you know, what does work look like for them, or versus fun. Really get into the details of what that personality looks like and what they do and how they do. And then it sounds simple, just become that, but it's really hard because your reality in front of you is not different, but you're acting and becoming. And I say acting, I'm not saying like to fake it till you make it. Like I'm honestly saying like you're in that chrysalis, you're physically changing, but like it's hard. And the closest thing I can think of is like with bodybuilding. Like I'm changing my body. I've done this yo-yo awesomeness, stupidness multiple times, so I know what happens. I've seen the chrysalis ending, like I've seen the butterfly, and I've lived it consistently, and so like I can trust that process. But one that you haven't done, it's really hard to see, to have hope. Like, is it gonna happen, you know? And so you have to be your best cheerleader, right? And so one thing, in order to be before being your best cheerleader, which is one of them, you have to have complete and full awareness of where you are and why you are where you are. So this comes with awareness and accountability. The AA is you got to take accountability for what is your fault, for what is, like for tonight, I am re-triggering myself. No one there's triggering me. Like the Christmas shouldn't be a triggering event. I like know this, but I am being triggered. I am allowing myself to be triggered by those. They shouldn't, like, they're not doing anything. I am allowing it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is, I hope this makes sense. Like, it is a Christmas tree. It's presents, it's family, like, but I'm allowing that because the reality and the memories, right, are fighting each other. I'm allowing it to trigger me and to become negative Nancy and to become like pissy, pessimistic Peter. I'm making these up, you know what I mean, right? Like, you are making yourself miserable, in short. And I know that. And that's the suckiest part of awareness, is when you've done so much work on yourself, you know what you're doing. You see the steps you're taking. And so I go reset. I do what I can to and then I know I got to go back to the family eventually. And so you try different tactics to reset. Numbing, some are the best tactics, right? Others are good tactics, like good methods. Some are more like distraction, run away, and like a quick fix kind of thing, but it's temporary. It's very temporary. It's always temporary. It's yeah, you go make out with a girl and it's just like, it's night. It's awesome. I'm not gonna like downplay it, but that's just it. And then you come back and the war is still happening in your mind. Once those endorphins and all those elevated hormones come back down, you're like, fuck, I have to deal with the reality again. So it's like you can't escape these things, you know. And I keep telling myself prioritize it when I get home, but I had to make it through the night, and so that I found it very hard. And I'm really struggling today. I feel so dang alone and abandoned, and I hate that because I know I'm not. I have loving family, I have all this, but it's like, it's hard to explain. You see so much embracing during the holidays, like, and then you like remember, right? And so, and I'm still like kind of mind effed because there's like there's still a connection. No matter, I do meditation like every day, and I cut the cord. I literally cut that energy cord, and I call all my power and energy back to me now. And I still have this connection, right? Like this still, like, that's your wife getting banged by other men. She was your wife, right? And it's just still messing with me. She's actively going out there, and I'm like, dude. And so, and the only times it's helped is when I went and did it, but then I'm naughty and I'm bad, and so it's like, religion's a mind, like, makes it a million times worse, because the one thing that has helped is like, oh well, you're going to hell, sorry buddy, like, you're just a screw up if you're doing. And I want to see those people get into this situation, have my sex drive, and still try, and that level of passion. For some reason, I was like born with it. Like, you can't, I'm sorry, like, no matter who you are, you can't put yourself in people's shoes if you're not them. That's why I'm like, as much as you could do it, you are not me. Believe me, I wish I had a libido when it was convenient here and there, but it's constantly rampant. No matter how many disciplines I take, how many challenges I make with myself, how many sprints I do on that treadmill, and how many heavy lifts I do, it is pestering consistently. And I'm not saying, like, I've been able to hold it back, refine it, let it flow somewhere else, blah blah, allow it to be, lean into it, be present with it. Like, believe me, I've done all the psychotherapies, cognitive development, IFS, all the ART, EMDR stuff to help me with this. That's why I've gone to sexologists and sex therapists. It's like, and to the point where one of them in the very beginning is like, you need to practice, you just like need to have sex, like. But I'm like, that's contrary to what should be my standards and values as a religious person. They're like, then you're in this hell, like, you're choosing your hell, right? So I don't know what to do with what is happening right now, because in my head, I know my wife is my ex-wife. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, for as much as I know, like, I separate from her, and she's like, freak you. I'm saying that to her. At the same time, a man thinks very differently. It's weird. Like, I am still like, but she was your wife for freaking 10 years. I knew the broad, I knew the woman for 12, and like, now it would be 12 and a half years. It's just, it's so hard. Like my dad always says to me, he's like, just, are you over it yet? Get over it. Get over it. Like, I want to get over it. Do you think it's like telling an anxious person, just stop being anxious? Just stop it. Yeah. Stop being depressed. Yeah. Like, yes. Like, I'm done. I'm also done. Like, and so I go and do things. But like I'm saying, it's a temporary hold. Have you ever tried to hold back a volcano? That's what it feels like. You're standing over that hole, all sprawled out, arms and legs. It's, let's say the hole is the size of a human, and you're gonna hold back lava. A, that's liquid form, and B, you're melted, right? Passion is so, like, I've always been a passionate person. I think that's why I've been able to accomplish certain things that I have been able to accomplish, is because I can dig so freakishly hard and heavily into something, and at the same time, it's such a double-sided sword. It's a curse and a blessing, as I think most of our gifts are. But mine is passion. It's a strong amount of passion. I love it because it makes me a good lover and stuff like that. Like, I know the pluses it gives, but like, when you are single and you're trying to be a good boy and hold out, it, like, you feel, ooh, I gotta be careful with what I say. Just know I'm struggling. I try to play it cool and fine, and I feel for you guys, ladies, you too. Like I said, there's like a 60-30 split with my viewers, so I don't fully understand the mind of a woman, right? So like, I try to understand, like, for those of you women who have been cheated on, abandoned, all that, that's where I can relate with you, and in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know, it's terrible. I don't wish it on my worst enemies. I wish this is where death would be better. Like if like your partner died, this sounds crazy, but if they died in an accident, you at least know they're no longer on earth to parade themselves around by other men, right? Like if you're a guy, you'll understand that. It messes with my psyche all the time. And I know they say replace it, that, and in time, yeah, like sure, but I can't. I got to be careful with who I link up with. I can, but I'm trying. This is the dang duality, the dang conundrum of life, of trying to be like good and yet knowing, dude, it's insanity. This is insanity. And so I want to record this crash out because like I am able, first off, to be very aware of my thoughts and then be able to communicate them clearly, and I can still feel confused and frustrated by them. And so if you've been there, like, and you feel like a madman, if you're with, similar things to me, I don't know, like, the different people have different issues, I'm sure, like, but I know if you're married, you've had, you've hit those roads where you're like, I don't know if we're meant to be together, I don't know if this is gonna work out, whatever, and then you talk about it and things are fine. But this is you, which is you, and yeah, it's a weird one. So for all you Christians or religious people out there, and spiritual, right, but like also religious, who are like trying to keep to a level of standard and yet are very human, dude, I'm sorry. Like that's just it. Like I'm sorry for you, and no one will understand you unless you're going through it. And then add to that, like if you're a very intimate or sexual person, and like that need for intimacy is just so big. I was talking to my friend about it. I haven't seen him for years, but we've known each other for like 10 years now, and I talked to him, like, dude, like it's weird, like holding hands, and that, like, holding hands and hugging is like a girl that you like, is like, I miss that. And it's like you feel them, you see each other truly, and so and having that ripped from you, like it's just like, ooh. And I'm over, like I'm over it sometimes. That's what's so weird. It's like things are fine, and then all of a sudden, like Christmas freaking Day, Christmas Eve, they all hits you all at once. And Thanksgiving was similar. And like I said, I'm trying not to run away. I'm not trying to distract. I'm not trying to replace with a negative thing. I have a buddy going through some similar thing, and he's just straight on to a next person before doing any work. Maybe he didn't need as much work. I don't know. Who am I to say? But at the same time, that sounds like a disaster waiting to happen, because you didn't sit with yourself and try to work with yourself and see, hey, what part, like, am I accountable for? Should I be accountable for? And then work on those things before just diving head into another relationship. Because to me, that sounds like running away or running towards, or escapism. Which, believe me, like, I get my escapes. I still do a similar thing, but that's a commitment escape, And so I'm also stuck in this conundrum where even the girls I see, I have another date with a girl this weekend, supposedly. I just don't want to, like, I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm just going to be like, I have needs, you have needs, let's just complete each other's needs. Even though it's like surface, because I know it's going to mess with the emotional, the deeper. And the thing is, I try to be pretty open with my family, but I find more and more that that is a trap. That's the sad reality. It's like, you can't control other people's triggers, and they get bothered because they're not in your situation. They don't understand. They can't fathom. They can't understand. They can't say, like, this, what are you doing? Your decisions just make no sense. Like, make good choices. Yes, I know. But to know it and hear And to have such a different conversation in here and then have these two combating each other is a completely different thing. And especially when they join sides with each other, right? It's such a different battle. And it's easier when you're in the grounds of, if you're following like certain standards and values, right? In the grounds of marriage, yeah, like you talk about it and you find a compromise. There's no, like, it's different when you're not in a like you got to find a way. And like that's why like guys go to pornography so much. I'm trying not to. Like that's the sucky part, is like I've been really good at not, seeking that out. And like I can channel like a lot of my like desires and lusts elsewhere, and like it is beyond lust. It's like I want intimacy. Into me you see, right? Like that's the saying, like in therapy. Intimacy is when you can see into someone. That's what I'm longing for. And the thing is sex and everything that leads up to sex is a form of intimacy. That's beautiful. Like for me, sex is deep. Like that's why I don't just go balls deep into any girl and every girl. That's why my body count is still only on one hand. Like when I've had chances to have multiple, it's because it does mean something. Like I actually get it's a beautiful connection for me. Like sex is actually like, that's why when I found tantra stuff, like not the sexual tantra, another thing right there, but it's like tantric is like where your soul connects with their soul without sex. It's your breath connects with their breath, your eyes with their eyes, which is, it's just a soul connection, a soul bound. That's all you're doing. And when I've done that stuff, it's real. Like it's a real connection. And it sounds weird, but like the only other times I've had that kind of connection is like in spiritual stuff. But you can have a similar thing in sex, and a lot of people just have sex, and there's like a difference. And there's good moments, like there's moments of strong intimacy, but like the tantra part, which was trippy, and this is really weird, and no one's gonna stay this late into the video, but like you make each other cry. Like that's what's so crazy, is like just by looking at each other. And you're like in a very, like you could be naked in front of each other if you have a partner, stuff like that. It's weird, but like you just see them for who they really are, and you see all their weaknesses and all their beauties, but you sit there uncomfortably for 30 minutes. At first you just laugh for like the first 5-10 minutes. It's like, because it's just funny, and then all of a sudden like the seriousness starts kicking in, and you're both like and then boom, waterworks. There's something about that connection it's just crazy. And a lot of couples have never done that. And so that's why I've like explored the other stuff, is because there's such a stronger connection. If you've done, I think sex, not the right way, but like a deeper way, like try to explore it in some sense. Obviously there's some levels and boundaries you should keep, but I have found those practices to be beautiful and like so soul bonding that now it's a problem, right? It's an issue. It is a super strong issue. And so I want to be just clear with you guys. I see why you drink. I see why guys drink and do weed. And like, I see why you run to any kind of habit. Porn, masturbation. Like, I so understand. Because if not, you go insane. I'm looking for a gym. It's 12:02 at night. Like, I know there's no gyms. Like, it's faulty. Like, I'm not gonna find a gym. I'm gonna have to go home and choose something and deal with it. And I keep hoping I just fall asleep, but no, this guy doesn't shut up, right? And this guy's like yearning for something. And so, and it's on occasions like this. So it's like, and it's always like a snowball effect. So there's always residue emotions in the morning, and it just lingers. And that's why I try not to, yeah, it's a whole thing. So for those of you trying to be good and all this stuff, like I said, with family, I'm learning. I think I'm gonna start keeping things more to myself, and in that case, I'm gonna need some subscriber losses because they don't understand, and nor will they. They can't. And you guys mean well for one another. You love each other, but you don't. You don't understand. That's the sad reality. You just do not understand. Until it's ripped from you, or until like that, those things are taken, not like taken like out of earth permanently. Like, oh, like for me, that's closure. That's closure. But taken, and then you know it's still out there, and like I said, it just messes, right? And you know, I've worked a lot with like not needing closure, not seeking closure, because there will never be closure. Like that's a choice, and then I have a choice, and that choice is so far-fetched and removed that way that I tried to seek closure in the beginning, and it was a trap. And then after a lot of therapy, yeah, like that was a very quick conclusion. Like, and I say a lot, like it was very quick. Within the first one, I was like, yeah, this is a trap to seek closure. So don't reach out to the ex, all that. Like I've been tempted to, which sucks. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like there's such stronger emotions I did not expect. Just a year later, and I know it gets better. Everyone says it gets better, but that's why I want to document this 5-minute video, is because I am struggling, I am suffering, and no one can help you but you. Like no one, like as much as family and friends love you, they're not you. They just don't understand. For one thing, I know is like an analytical mind just doesn't have the same. It's just a different mind. You have people who are more abstract thinkers, people who are like, every mind is so different and unique that you can't understand no matter how much you try to empathetically sympathize for them. You're like, oh, that must suck. Oh, you don't know. And so that's why I'm saying, like, I feel for you guys, because it's an extra level of like loneliness. And then you want to be done with it, like, or integrated. It's not done, but like you want to be able to like take the good. Your world is in pieces and shambles, and then you take the good pieces. You're like, I must absorb this and become something better with it. And then I'm leaving all the crap pieces, right? And it's so much easier said than done. Like the soul bonding, that's what I'm saying. Like the mind can disconnect. Like that's why I would go to drugs or something. Like it is so much easier to find a fix, a distraction, an escape, just so you can live, so you can be present. So I couldn't, it was so hard to be present today. I like was not there. I was struggling to be there, and finding myself to get like furious. Like I was getting rage. I was feeling passion, right? That's how all passion will come out in multiple ways. It's that passion that just to be transparent, like Christmas and Christmas Eve, like holidays, we would have a lot of sex. And so it's like when you've done that for 10 years, day in, day out, like the holidays, like were heavy days and like beautiful, because like you had the time. So we made the time. It's just weird. My memory, it's like your body, it's like muscle memory. There must be a sexual memory, like, because like my sexual organs, like, bro, we're supposed to be doing this. It remembers, like, for years we did this. Why aren't we doing this? So it builds you up, it ramps you up days before, like knowing we got to get ready, like, let's do this. And I'm like, yo, soldiers, we got nothing. Like, no, like, and it's going to go on the wrong lady. Like, it sounds nasty, but you know what I mean? Like, we're going to release the passion, like the wrong, like, it's just not wrong. That's the thing, is with therapy, you learn there's no wrong, no right. Like, really, it's what's best and what's better. And so, yeah, people don't, it's hard. You're not going to have people understanding unless they've gone through it themselves. So I feel sorry for those of you who are struggling through this and feel this. And the closest thing, like I said, I can think of is muscle memory. Like, my muscle knew to blow up as soon as I started working a certain level and dieting a certain way, eating enough protein. It just knew. It's like react, respond, grow and repair, grow, repair. And with like intimacy, because it's more than sex, that's what's going on. And I can acknowledge it. I can put my finger on it. I can even label it, and I can try to reframe it and relabel it. Like, I'm trying all the skills I know, and it sucks because it's like you're still losing. It feels like you're, I can't get around it. So this video is 30 minutes, and I find myself more alone than ever before. And that's the most frustrating thing, is like, look, the reason why I do this is because I want to show you guys authenticity, and for anyone going through divorce or breakup and rebuilding their life, and see the reality of how hard it is. So then one day you can look back on these videos or this, and I can look back on this and be like, I'm so glad you're no longer there, and I'm so glad you kept going. Because I'm going to keep showing up, but I want to document how freaking hard this battle that plays within your heart and your mind. The mind seems easier to, like, your mind is just like loud noise. Like, you can tune it out. But your heart, like, I can point out emotions: anxiety, depression, anger, passion, right? This anger is a secondary emotion, so it's usually like you're feeling frustrated for some reason, stuff like that. Like, I can do all that, therapize myself. I write it out, I say it out, make it out, whatever. You do your tactics to release, but then your heart's still like, like, you should be holding a loved one right now, like, intimately, and like all that. And that's the sucky part. It's like, I keep telling myself, like, sorry, like, it's just, they're not there. No one's here. It's just you, just me. And like, I gotta give myself that love. That sounds worse, but like, you try to like soothe yourself, right? And it cannot be replaced. And so you sit with it. So I find myself here, sitting in my car and talking to my camera and to you guys. And I hope you know how hard it is, and that I'm still going to be pushing, and I'm still going to be showing up. And it's just not, everyone thinks you show up and it looks a certain way. No, like, it does not. I'm sorry. Like, I am going to disappoint everyone, and I'm okay with that, because growing and healing is messy. It is ugly. It is like unsatisfying. It's like it's ugly. It's just ugly and unexpectedly like takes turns for the better and then worse. Like, that is what the reality is. But everyone thinks it's this stupid linear thing, or there's these expectations thrown that it don't, like, come on, man, you can do better. I know. I want to see you in this situation, but with my heart and mind and all that. Like, that's why, like, it doesn't work. You can argue left and right, but in the end, they're trying their best, and they're coming from a good place and a good heart, but they do not know, because they're not you. And so everyone's gonna have like different challenges, right? And because everyone's mind is wired so differently, the perspective and stuff, like, some will just, maybe Christmas will be like I see why. Like, I found out that Christmas is like why you get drunk or stoned or high, like on psychedelics and stuff, a lot. And now I understand, you single people, why like Christmas time is the time for a bang buddy or something like that. Like, now it makes sense, because you're trying to hide and numb and escape, and now I understand. So you don't have to sit here 12 at night and like just racking your like it's like I can't rip off that feeling. It's like, you can't. I freaking hate it, and I'm trying not to swear, and that's even harder, because I'm holding back a lot. There's a lot of things I want to say, but I have subscribers who are family, and so I'm talking to you specifically. So you may have to unsubscribe, because I want to be free to say what I would need to say, and I'm gonna offend you and bother you and blah blah blah, blah, and you're gonna judge me, and like, I get judged, and I'm okay with the judge, but like, I'd rather you guys just like don't listen, because you're gonna like your perspectives, and I'm gonna try to figure out the perspectives, and the Mr. Nice Guy, recovering Mr. Nice Guy in me is gonna be like, wait, but think about them. Like, no, they're not you. They don't know what you're going through. They hear your words, They think it, but they don't know it. They don't feel it. It is impossible. All my siblings are so different. That is like enough. Like, you can think of your own siblings. You guys are all different, right? Very different. So they can say and logicize and like, oh, you know, whatever they want, but they don't. You're not gonna get it. And they all have experiences. Like, they can. There's levels of like we can relate, right? Like, yeah, I'm in a relationship. I've had hardship. Like, yeah, but until it's happened, like it's happened, and you've seen what I've seen, and you felt what I felt, and then blah blah blah, right? And likewise, if I was trying to compare myself with a dad, and he got divorced, all that, like I couldn't. Like the guy, whatever, Wesley, the Henry Cavill looking dude that I met, like he was divorced too, and he was a broken man. When I saw him to my left and he was shaking, super nervous, it's because he was still trying to get through it during the holidays. He's still a very broken man, and his broken shines differently than mine broken. That's it. Like, to the point, like, I don't know. Anyways, that's besides the point. But no matter how hard I tried, even though I've been through similar experiences, I could not, and I would not, and I will never understand what he's going through, because he's got 2 kids that are torn apart through that. And I follow another guy that's in where I live, and in this community, and he's like, he made a similar video, like how like depressed and like how much he wish it wasn't so, like, but you know, he's got kids he's got to show for and stuff like that, but he's like, he's just holding it back. Like, he's gonna have to deal with it later, and he's gonna have a mental breakdown later. And how your mental breakdown happens, that's what's scary. It's like, what happens? Because you have choices, but if your level of brokenness will dictate how stupid of a choice you make, right? And so this is why the human experience is freaking crazy, because like I said, it sometimes feels smarter to escape and numb and stuff like that, like, just so you don't make a bigger mistake. But that's like I said, there's no wrong or right in the sense of, oh, I see. That's why I stay out of my head, because it's like you if you research and you do a lot of work, it's like, it's a lot, right? There's a lot of tactics to it, a lot of skills, and a lot of awareness, which can end up effing you up. So I go to my heart, because that's like, you know, it knows. Your gut feeling will always know, but then my heart is in pain. It's bleeding out. So it is in no shape to calm my mind, if that makes sense. It's the injured helping the injured. They're both bleeding out, and they're both trying to help themselves and help each other, but they're dying. And so, you know, you regroup. I'm not being dramatic. Like, you know, you sleep, and eventually I will sleep. If I hope I can sleep, and I will sleep. And yeah, it's just, guys, I'm with you. If Christmas season was this hard for you guys, woo! I do not wish this on anyone. This is terrible. I want to go run. I want to like run away. Like, I want to escape so bad. This is where I wish man. This is why moral compasses suck sometimes. And values and standards, because at the same time, the standards is I'm keeping to myself, because at this point I had to say F it to everyone else's standards of me. Like, F it. They're gonna be disappointed regardless. They must be, because they're looking at you from their standards. They're not going through the same shits as you're going through, so they cannot, nor will they. So that's why they will always look down on you. There'll be a judgment, no matter how hard they try and how much they love you. And I've seen that. I feel that. I see it. You know, my own freaking family, like, they think I hate women. Why would I go on dates with women and talk about how beautiful it is and all of it if I hate women, you know? And that's their misplaced judgment and perspective on hearing, because some of the words I say are sharp, but it's both. That's the beauty, the duality, the shadow, right? The shadow work of, you may, just as I've heard many of you girls talk to me, how badly you hate men. And I won't even go into it, but like, how much you hate men. And yet here we are, like, yeah, like, we can both like hate certain things about each other's sexes, but then we're like, but it's so necessary. Like, we see why it, like, they complete each other in many ways. It's so complementary, but you can still hate the freak out of them. So I just, yeah, I have to, that's why, like, they probably take it bad, but I'm like, freak what you guys think. I must do that in order to survive, to move on, because if I went off your guys' standards, and you guys are on cloud nines of your own, it's a hellhole too, but it's different clouds, right? Like it's a different, your morals and compasses and stuff, that is not being tested. It is not the same way. It is tested in family dynamics and stress and depression and anxiety, what to do, all those things, right? And it's not to negate, right? Not one's not greater than the other. They're just completely different battles. So bugger on off in that sense, right? You judge you and your stuff, leave me to judge my own stuff, because I'm doing it plenty here, right? I don't need to hear it from you guys. So this is why people cut off family members when they're going through metamorphosis. It makes sense. The butterfly does not hang out with the caterpillar anymore. Caterpillars. It just doesn't. So you have to find out who's who, right? And so it's sad because, like, if someone's going to paint you a certain way, this is why, I never want to cut off family, right? But I'm willing to, if something happens, if like there's enough friction and holding back in that sense, where like if you notice, if you go back hang out with family, like everyone's like, oh, you're the younger brother, so play the younger role. You're the oldest, play the oldest role. You're the the family glue, so play the family glue role, so on and so forth, right? Everyone fits nicely into the roles as soon as they're back to. But if you've changed and moved on so much, and they're like, no, fit in your role, and then it agitates them that you're not playing your role right. So they're like, what the frick's wrong with you? You're like, I've moved on. That's what's happened. That's like, I've changed. Good. That's what we're here to do, is grow. That one book, I forget who's Arthur Brooks, like every 7 years, a human completely changes. Let alone in a marriage. They both change, right? Complete though. Like a weird, not only that, but your entire cells in your bodies have completed by then, changed. So like in more ways than one, you completely are a different human being. And so that's why people like cut off families, because they're like, no, play this role. You got to be playing this role. No, we're constantly changing. We'll forever be changing. Like something I say right now, like, is 100% sure. In 5 years time, 3 years time, could be completely different. I'm like, I was wrong. Like I was wrong. Like but at the time that was my truth. And that's the weird part of reality. Like I know that, like, that bothers people. Like with like religion, I had to come to that reality too. Like, holy cow, that's not all right. Like, and that, like, instantly you're gonna be judged. You're gonna be like, dude, you're lost, you're gone. It's because you're so broken. No, I had to sit in silence long enough and ask myself uncomfortable questions, and then try to navigate those. And honestly, like, I've never been so honest with myself. And so it's funny when people that aren't brought down to their knees to be like the most humblest, like they have to be, are telling you, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to be like, no, you're doing it wrong. Like, you're like, okay, have everything stripped away from you. Then let's talk. Then let's eat. Because then we're eating the same dinner table. But until then, bugger off. You do not understand. You do not know. But until your life has been completely ruined, thrashed, restarted, then let's talk. And those are my people. Everyone else, you're not my people, right? That's the honest truth. Like, you would find this boring. You'd find this completely inaccurate. You'd find this not my truth, whatever, the trendy words. And that's okay. That's good. You have your people out there. My people, I'm trying to talk to deliberately the people who are trying to rebuild their life from the ground up in some way, shape, or form, spiritually, financially, physically, relationshiply, emotionally, mentally, or all the above, right? Because it's always a little bit of everything. That's who I'm trying to talk to. And to everyone else, it's going to be boring. Yes, I'm a lifting enthusiast. That's why you're going to see a lot of lifting content. And that's a big part of change and changing this and being able to discipline this. And that's why I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because I'm humbled. Every time I step on that mat, I may be the biggest guy there, and I'm not even that big. I like the thickest guy, I guess. And I am the zero. I'm the weakest and the newest, and I'm like nothing. And that's why I like it, because we need to be reminded of that. Like, we need to put ourselves in a position where we're the suckiest of the suckiest on that table or in that room. And then sometimes we should be in a room where we're one of the top, right? But at the same time, I think there needs to be this trade-off. But unless you're sitting in the same situation and eating the same scraps of off the floor, you do not, the advice does not compute. It does not make sense. It's like, oh, that's so nice, and yet, like, it's typically like, it wasn't meant for me. Like, that's like, it doesn't ring true, I guess is the right word, even though it's super nice and it's really good. But like, that's where I've found, talking to other divorcees and stuff like that, that's real talk. Holy cow. Because everyone gets like, everyone's got different divorce situations, but it's real talk. At least I've found the most real talk is those who their spouses left them, whether it's a girl or a guy. They get you. They're like, I talked to a girl and we like instantly connected. Her husband just like, after 20 years of marriage, like, deuces, I'm out, I'm going with this girl, we'll split the kids, I already worked it through with my lawyer, here's the papers. And she had to restart. Like, that was just it. Like, he was done. And that's how I felt. Like, I'm like, wait, don't I have a say in this? This should be a discussion before any big decisions, right? Because we're married. And then the person's like, we're not married anymore. There's no discussion. And that's what happened to me. It's like, no, Kitty, like, there's no discussion. It's done. I chose. Goodbye. And so the whole, like, but let us work, like, with our minds logically, and let's what's the word I'm looking for? But it's like, I can't think right now, but essentially, like, let's try to negotiate this. And there's no negotiation with someone who's made a decision and moved on, right? And so you just, like, that, I'm trying to talk to you, those people. Those are my people, and that's why I'm not too worried about my subscriber count at all, because it's people that I'm gonna relate to, and they're gonna relate to these videos, are those who are truly struggling. And if you were just divorced yesterday, I hope you find these videos. I hope something I say or do can lend some help or some hope, because one of the best advice, I still listen, right, to my family and stuff like that, but I won't accept all advice, because I realize it's usually like misplaced advice, or it's come from like such a skewed perspective. You're like, whoa, that was like a long shot and like it's totally missed. But I do admire, like, thanks for trying, you know. But my brother-in-law, he called me. Like, he was the first to call me, and after the divorce, and he said that he talked to someone that was divorced too, and he's like, the best advice I can tell you from him is there is life after divorce. Believe it or not, there's hope and there's life. And that was the best advice I could have received at the time, because at that time, it's like, no, there's not. Like, I lost my career, my body, myself, my identity, my life, my titles, my wife, my everything at the same time. There is no tomorrow, right? And so that's, you know, to close this video, that's like my advice to you is, you have to muster, like, dig more deep than you think. The closest thing I can think of is like having kids, is like the patience. Like, you just got, I know that you do, with having kids, you get an increase of love, therefore you do get an automatic increase of patience and an increase of pain in that sense too, and capacities to hold those things. And so for someone who doesn't have kids, I'm guessing that's the closest thing to it. It's like, you'd have, like, there's a deeper in you capacity that you do have, that you can only tap into once you're pushed to such extremes. But it's there, and you unlock this door, and it's a big room, so you have a lot of capacity, and you find that you have more and more. And I think that's the beautiful part of human experience. And if you have a partner, I think that capacity, that room, if it was like a room, it's like expands, it doubles, because there's this support system for each other. It's like a net between two rooms. It's like this hallway, right? So enormous hallway. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that's my car talk right now. The realities of Christmas Eve, Christmas Day now, that it's hard sometimes. And one day I'll look back at this and like, wow, like, I'm struggling right now. And that's okay. It's okay not to be okay. And I get that, but I'm trying to tell my heart that it's like, it's okay. Let her whore around. Let her do her thing. It's okay. It's like I can feel it sometimes. It sounds crazy. I don't know. I won't go into like I literally feel that. Like I can feel like decisions. I don't know if that makes sense. And it sounds weird, and maybe I'll edit that out. But I feel things. Like I see things. It's like, no, yeah, we're just gonna end it there. But like, I know there's a connection still, sadly. As much as I want to amputate it and sever it or integrate it and become one with it, it's like, and release it, right? There's something, and maybe that's the whole thing, that's like beyond time, beyond space, distance. There's still a connection once you've reached a certain level of connection, and it does get replaced over time, but you need things to replace it. So that's why this is why guys just go jump on girls too, like, and girls vice versa. It's guys, like, because it's like you must. It's like you're going insane if you're trying to be a good. Like, I see why people just like start like I said, they go into drinking and stuff. Like, I'm gonna get myself in a situation where I can relax enough and just freak around, because I'm going insane. I am literally going insane. I know I'm going insane. Like, it's the weirdest thing. For as rational and logical and aware emotionally, mentally as I am, I know when my brain's like, ooh, we don't have much in us, dude. Like, once again, you're gonna dig deep into that room, and you just hope there's more space left, and I think there will be. I have hope in myself and my abilities now, but man, do I doubt it the whole time. And that's why I recorded, because I'm like, I'm having a crash out. I'm having a moment, right, where I'm like super weak right now, and I think it's good. It's you must see this. Like, I feel like, I hope it helps. Everything I'm doing, I really hope it helps. Like, I want someone to be able to be like, besides for me, right? This is selfishly, it's for me too. And then I want someone to be able to be like, holy crap, I needed that, like, to feel that. Not that they have to comment, don't even message me. Like, just I hope it helps, because I believe in karma and I believe in all that. Like we're here to help each other. Like, we're not meant to be alone. This is why this is so hard, because no matter how much love you have in your family and friends, they can't do what someone, your intimate partner, can do, right? They just don't fill that hole. They don't fill that space. That's a very specific role. And even you, for yourself, like, I try to, like, in many ways, like I create my own confidence now. I create my own love now. Like, you can, when you're in a relationship, like, you get laid, you're on a different level of confidence than most men. If like, there's a lot of things, like, you cuddled, or like you got whatever that version of it is for you, like, you're in a different sphere mentally. Your headspace, that sounds bad. Like, you're just different, right? And I know this because I'm not there. Like, I know the lack of it, and I can sense it on other guys. I'm like, oh, they got laid. You can tell there's, like, stuff, like, there's a different walk, in their step. Like, I don't know, like, and my body's craving it. I keep hoping my heart rate goes down and all that. Like, it's hard. It is so hard. So, and I'm a pretty disciplined person. Like, I've done so well on my diet this whole time. Like, I still show up, but still, like, your skills are, discipline's awesome, but it's not perfect, because you're not perfect. And so, I guess you just sit in it and you do a version of this, whatever is therapeutic for you. And for me, I do like to help people. Like, that's in me to the core. I just want to help people, because you see suffering, and I don't know, it's like, what can I do to help? That's all I ask. Is like, anytime I see someone, like, vaguely in, like, a struggle bus, I'll laugh at, like, if it's awkward or something, but I'm like, what can I do to help? to leave the situation just a little. Even if it used to be like I'd put myself down in order to, like, maybe I can be the one to get made fun of instead, stuff like that. Like, it's weird, but I've worked on that, and I hope it helps you. I hope you understand you're not alone. I know that helps sometimes. If you see someone who looks like they're getting it together, they have their bodies, you know, responding the way it should, blah blah blah. Like I said, I've got compliments I've never gotten before. Oh, I don't think I posted those, but you know, like today, like it's been, you know, 6-7 years since I got the compliment, but like, hey, you look like you know what you're talking about, and I know you don't work here, but can you tell me about supplements, and can you teach me and tell me what you do, and what my husband can do so he can look like you? Like, I haven't gotten that in years, and I got that today from a lady, and it was so, I was like, oh, they're so kind. And then she kept asking me, she's like, what about protein bars? She saw I was buying protein bars because I've been doing more reviews. And she's like, what's your thoughts on these? Which is better, safer, and all this stuff. Like, people don't give that random, like, respect and, like, admiration, almost like expert. Like, hey, what do you have to say about it? Like, unless you've achieved a certain level. And so it feels nice to be there. But I'm still just as broken in many ways, even though, like, I've seen how much I've, like, moved on. But, like, I'm still suffering. Like, I'm still struggling. Like, I'm definitely in a good place, but, like, I'm still dying. I'm dying. I can be drowning in family as I was today, obnoxiously so, hearing woo noises and still be so alone. It's such a weird thing. It is so powerfully alone. It makes it more alone. It's so weird. I'm like, I am surrounded. I'm literally like too much family, and yet, like, I've never been so alone because of the abstract. Your soul's like, something's missing. Like, big is huge, gaping wound, hole, and no matter what you try to fill it with, it's just not the right puzzle piece. What happened? And I keep telling myself, you're not gonna get closure, dude. Like, it's not there. Like, you're not gonna get it. Be okay, because in here I'm like, it's okay, like, we're good. But my heart, like, there's my heart, and then there's like my soul. It's like, oh. So I will keep journaling, and I will keep meditating, and I will keep doing anything I can, anything else, until the day goes by, until I finally crash. And I hope I can find a gym tomorrow, because this is why I will go mad if I don't. Like, I will go crazy mad, you know, like, not like mad. I need a gym. I need to lift something, and I need to, like, boxing, like, this is where I wrestle a random guy in the street. Like, this is where I need to, like, you know, this is why you have your disciplines. And I've been journaling a lot. Like, I'm feverishly writing, like, where I ran out of a pen, like, ink, like, ASAP within this week. I've been in Airbnb. Like, I've been like, I can't get it out. Like, and I know what it is. I know it's the lack of it. So I'm listening to you, soul. I'm recording this. This is why, like, I'm trying to tell you, look, there's nothing you can. I mean, I'm not gonna do what you need. Like, that sounds terrible, but, like, I know. I know what I want, and for as much as I want it to, like, I'm trying to say, just not yet, just hold on, just one more day, just one more day. I can't always. That's why I'm like, I will be imperfect. That's why I will always be judged by those who love me and stuff like that, because they're like, I don't know if I can love and respect you, because like, you're making mistakes and this and that, like, and that's not conditional love. And I'm like, okay, like, I get it, like, and then don't, like, leave me, like, leave me alone, because I love myself now, and I'm giving myself the love that is needed, and I'm trying to, like, have that grace for myself and that mercy that only God has and allows me for myself. But, like, others don't see it. They're not gonna see it as much as, like, I've met a lot of good people on this earth, and they may be amazing good people, but, like, because the expectations, their perspective, expectations, standards, and values are different and higher, in a sense, like, especially in the like, culture I live in here, like, the moral law, you will be shamed. Like, you will be judged. And even they will literally out of their mouth is like, I'm not judging you. But with their eyes, they're like, I'm judging you. I read eyes well. Like, I'll give that one God-given gift. Thank you, God. And their mouth will tell me something different, but their eyes like, I'm sorry. I just wouldn't do that. And I'm like I can, it's like you can read it. I'm like, yeah, like, and I'm tired of it. It's hurting me more than doing good. So I like don't know why I keep expecting different. Like, I don't know why. Like, I hope, I think that for as much as like they love you, like something will change. But and I'm always like, oh, am I just projecting? And like, no. You see the lack of respect. You see you pick up on these things once you've worked with so many humans and so many different types of people, and especially if you know them well, like you pick up on things, and it's because they don't get you, they won't get you, and so let them judge. And that's why I'm glad God is the last judge, not them. Not even your clergymen. Like, I'm so glad that God is the last judge, because he gets it. He's the only one that knows it. I guess Jesus, right? Like, besides that, like, they're not going to. And they will see you as a failure. They're going to see you as just a mess up. And the honest reality is we're all a mess up. We just mess up differently. And I've accepted that. I just, like, I'm doing my best. But sometimes your best is just not good. And it's not to those standards. And you're going to disappoint someone. And I love that advice that I received from a therapist. It was like, in dating, right? And redating people, it's like, learn to disappoint them fast and quickly. Because that's all marriage is going to be. It's a bunch of disappointments. So, like, see how they handle that disappointment. And tell them, like, I'm going to disappoint you. So, I'm going to disappoint you. Even followers, right? This is, in a sense, this could be a disappointment, like, because you're seeing a vulnerable spot. But the reason why I'm recording it and even going to post it is because of just that. Like, I want to help people. Like, my true, like, at the core of the core, like, I don't want you to feel like, oh, you know, like, I want you to be like, oh, that spoke to me. Like, yes, this guy gets it. Like, truly. And so that's why I'm like, I say my people, it's like your niche, whatever, you're very specific people who are like, I see that, like, I feel that, I've been there, or I'm going through it now. Like, I hope it helps you, and I hope this video finds you. And I'm gonna pick myself up by the same bootstraps tomorrow and life it up again. Like, that's just it. Like, I don't need kids. Like, and that's one thing too, is like, oh, but kids give you a purpose and stuff. When you're driven for a mission beyond yourself, whether it's kids or not, you can create a mission for yourself. And that's what this is for me. That's what religion is for a lot of people. It's something bigger than, I think every person needs that. Like, people need a mission bigger than themselves. And I think a lot of couples will jump into kids for that reason. Like, now I have a purpose. Now I have a legacy. I never had a call to a legacy till recently. Like, that's why it was hard, like, for kids, because I'm like, and plus a few other things, but like I'm like, I don't want to, like, legacy for, in that my old identity was like, that's boasting. Like, for you to want a kid just to keep your name going, and like, we're nothing. In 100 years you'll be forgotten over and over and over and over and over. You can't outrun. So it's like a pathetic thing to me, especially after dying. I'm like, you're eternal anyways, and guess what, that eternal is nothing with your name. Nothing with your last name. Nothing with who we are here on this body. It's nothing. So we're trying to hang on to something that's not there. It will never. It was gifted to us, borrowed, rent, and then it's gone. It remains here. The thing that moves on is so abstract from that. Like, it's silly to me. Legacy is a silly concept of a human mind. And I've never tried to have this conversation with people, because they'll be like, what are you talking about? I don't know. And if I didn't have that experience myself, I would be confused too. But I'm telling you, legacies are fun. So kids is such an interesting thing to me, because it's beautiful. The only reason why I do it is because I'd lack purpose in life. And so I'm like, I want to find a meaning and purpose, and also for the growth. for the capacities and capabilities to love more. That's it. That sounds like a cool deal. Like, I know it'd be hard, but like knowing that something is going to push you so hard and make you grow so much, I'm down for that. That's cool. Not cool, like in the sense, like it's gonna suck, right? But it's cool. But for legacy, I'm sorry, but you can't outrun death. The kids will die, they will die, they will die. And guess what? The soul doesn't have a name. Sorry to break it to you. Like, I was called my son. I was summoned and beckoned by my son. Not Benjamin. Not Benji. Benjito. What? No, not by my last name. So this legacy thing and what you leave behind, like, I don't know. I won't get going there. But that's just my short-sighted perspective. It's not perfect, I know. But it's my perspective, my reality, as I saw it. I will share my experience eventually on here, my near-death experience, in more like actual detail. I've only told 2 people the full details, and that was my parents. And I'll share that here eventually when I feel it's right. But a long story short, I'm crashing out. I'm struggling. And I want you to know I'm there with you if you're struggling. And I hope, because not even a good network will help you from this, right? It's you. It is you versus you, and you with you. You're the only person that's not leaving. Your soul is the only thing that remains after this world. And so whatever you want to call the soul, right? Your essence, your intelligence, your consciousness. I know there's a lot of words for it, but I'm calling it the soul. And my soul is yearning and hurting. And that's the sucky part, is there's no band-aid for that. Not a true fix. But it's weird to hear it and feel it and like not be able to succor it and like heal, support it. And the closest thing I think of, once again, I don't have kids, but it's like if your newborn is sick and they can't talk, right? And you're like, oh, I wish I could kind of soothe you truly and tell you everything's gonna be fine and everything's gonna be okay and you'll get through it. But like there's no, that communication's not there, it doesn't exist, and they can't tell you exactly what's going on. That's what it feels like. Although my soul is telling, it's like, it's pretty dang clear, I want to be connected again. What happened to the other soul we were bound to? What happened to that? And it knows, but at the same time it asks. It still wonders, it still craves, and it still, like I said, yearns for it. It still hopes for it, which is sad. It's still like, I'm talking like it's because I know now it's like it's its own thing. It's literally, we're held back in this like casket, this armor, this like, I say casket like poetically too, because it feels stuck, it feels trapped. I don't know how, but I won't go into this story, but like that was the instant feeling. It's like, dang, I'm so limited now. And it wants to get out, like it wants to express itself fully, but it's meant to, like, we're here for a reason, and so like it can't, but it's made of more and it's meant for more, like unreal more. Material is like galaxy material, but it's shoved into a leaf. We're fragile, this thing could be ripped and torn, but like it's stuck regardless. It's weird because it's way more powerful. I don't know. Well, it gets crazy. Anyways, it's now been, no one listened to this, I'm okay with that. Like I'm doing this because I hope for the few that do stay and listen, that you're going through a very hard time and you can see a man crashing out also, and put yourself in the shoes too, and be like, oh my gosh, I feel seen, I feel heard, I feel, yeah, I get it, and know that I'm trying one step at a time as well. And there's gonna be good posts and bad posts, but I want to post the authenticity as I struggle through this. It hasn't been a year yet from the actual divorce, but from the separation it's been over a year, and It's hard, all right, but these moments are for you guys and for me, and for journaling purposes. Like, this is like I said, this was my mission. I wanted to make it, like I said, my purpose bigger than myself, and I hope it hits home with you guys. I hope it helps those who need this, and can see, like, just like I am tomorrow, I hope you too can shake yourself off. You just were, thrown by the bull, it feels like, and you're hanging on for dear life, and you're tired and exhausted, but in a different way. Your soul, like, it's not like parent exhausted. They're always physically exhausted, right? And stressed. That kind of affects the soul. But, like, the soul is like, I don't know. Love is, there's a reason why it's the strongest emotion. And so, not loneliness. That's why it does kill. Because I think the soul, it can't do too much without the body, right? But I think this is all science of Ben, but I think there's a few times where the soul can talk to its maker and say, I'm done. And it's when loneliness happens. Too much, too long. That eventually the soul says, can I tap out? And your maker's like, okay. And you die of like a heartbreak, of loneliness. And this happens in reality. There's loneliness kills. See the research. It's plenty. Your heart just gives up. I now see why. Because that's what I'm saying. The soul, although it's stuck and it's captured, and it's kind of like its capabilities are limited. There's a few, like a jet has a cockpit, and the super escape, whatever it's called, the chute. There's a few buttons, and one is loneliness. The tap out of, like, suicide, your soul escapes in a sense, but that's a whole different thing. But yeah, like, it's not like a suicide. It's weird. It's like a self-implosion. It's like a escape out of cockpit. Like, if I could try to explain what my soul is trying to say. And that's what it wants right now. If it cannot have it, it wants to eject. Yeah, that's it. That's what it's telling me. I've never heard that said on a YouTube or something. But that's coming straight from, like, from the soul. Yeah, that's what it wants. And that's why nothing is working. So I hear it, and Dang. All right. I'm gonna mull this over and study it, and show up again. Sadly, like, for the poor soul, like, spirit, like, dude. I mean, you can always eject when you want, I guess, but, like, I'm gonna keep trying. This body, this ticker, is gonna try, and we got this, Benji. We got this. We got this, dude. One day, 1 hour, 1 minute at a time. All right, I hope it helps. This probably was depressing. I was trying to be helpful. My attempts were probably a little futile. Maybe not. I hope it helps. And if you finish this all the way to the end, I'm curious. And then comment the word soul, but spelled like Seoul, Korea. Yeah. And I really do hope you continue. Unless the soul wants to leave, but, like, keep pushing. Do what you can. Just keep trying. I don't get why we're here. Besides, like, this. So that's why I'm like, I just gotta keep showing up until it's done, until the test of the game is done. I don't know what to call it, like test or game. Like, I don't know. I just know it's like a proving, like not proving ground. It's like a gym for the soul, and it can't get this workout anywhere else. So he doesn't want to tap out if he can help it. But it feels like I'm going rounds and rounds with like this jiu-jitsu master that's just kicking my trash. And I've more than met my match, and I'm being choked out. So I want to tap, like soul-wise, but my soul's like, I'm just getting weird. All right, it's late. It's almost 1 a.m. It's 12:54, and I got a journal. I got to do my nightly routine. I'm still committed to my routine, and I hope you guys create a routine, and I hope you guys have a good night. Tomorrow's Christmas Day, and whatever that looks like to you guys now. If you're also rebuilding, it's going to be totally different. You're not going to wake up to a beautiful moment, right? Like, and I'm not talking just sex, like, you know, just a partner next to you and stuff like that, and that's okay. But let it hurt, I guess. I don't miss the in-laws, like fights. I love fights about the in-laws, but I do miss the person you're fighting for, the things you were fighting for as a unit. And I don't know, love, like I said, love is just weird. It's powerful. So all right, that's it, guys. Love you guys, and I hope this helps in some way, shape, or form. And if not, let's delete it. Yeah. But I hope it helps. And if you're struggling and not seeing an end, there is life. There is hope afterwards. And I will share my death experience, whatever, and I came back. I will share that in full. I think that might be actually helpful now that I'm here, and really in synced with my soul's ejection comment. Like, that's exactly what that was, the feeling. And yeah, all right, guys, good night.